Accra, here I am.
Hello, welcome to Virtual Nomads, where the main goal is to serve you inspiration through travel. And my name is Jessie, and again, welcome. The purpose of this video today is to share my own testimony as to me living in Ghana, like the early beginnings up until now. So before we even get started, I would love for you to to share, to subscribe, comment. I would really appreciate it. Thank you in advance. So let's get started. So in 2015, I came to Ghana as like an adult with friends, and just coming here as an adult, I was blown away with how much it was developed, how like people enjoy life here, like from those who don't have much to those that have a lot. I was really like inspired by that, and I could just see, and me and my friend were like, yo, like we could see ourselves living here, we could see ourselves living here. We were like in the moment, but we've traveled before. We're like, yeah, we're gonna move here, yeah, we're gonna move here, but I think just coming here that time, I was just blown away. Like, for instance, like, to be honest, like just nightlife, I was going out very often. It's something that I wasn't even fathoming that you can do. I was still enjoying the same Western meals that I had back in Toronto. I was enjoying it here too. I like little things like that, and on top of it too, like just stepping outside of Accra, going to the Volta region, going to the Central region, and just being near water, like things like that. I was so like, I was appreciative of, So once I came back to Toronto, I was like, all right, I want to come back to Ghana. I want to settle in Ghana. But then, of course, when you go back to the West, it's so easy to fall back into your routine of what you have to do. Going to work. I was a university student at that time, going to university, trying to finish my university degree. Like just going back to the same routine, and I kind of did lose my passion in moving to Ghana. But at the same, prior to even me losing that passion, I shared how much I loved Ghana with all of my friends. And when I was here too, I posted like 1,000,001 photos. So even like I inspired a lot of my friends to be like, yo, I would come to Ghana too. I would even come just to the continent, So after that, coming back to the routine, I lost my passion, and I remember like maybe 2016, I graduated from university, and I, started working in the real world, doing like marketing jobs, working at the airline as well too. And to be honest, like for a good, like, let me say from June to October, I was very unhappy with the type of lifestyle I was living. Yes, grateful to have a job, grateful to start from humble beginnings, but like I was just always feeling a void in me. I was feeling a void, and most important, I was feeling very lost. And I come to realize that for many people that graduate from university, it's a very common thing that once you graduate, you're out in the real world. Like you're trying to figure out where to fit in, which is the best direction for you, and can lead to like how I was feeling, like emptiness and sadness, and yeah, a lot of these not so good things. So I decided one day to take a trip to Mexico. I was feeling very sad, and I called my friend in Mexico. Shout out to you, Melanie. I called her and I'm like, yo, I just want to come to Mexico just to chill out for a week. Yo, is it cool? She goes, yes, girl, come through. So I came, and going by the beach, enjoying you know um, whatever it is to enjoy in Mexico. I was actually on the island called Cozumel. That's where she was staying at the time. And we would enjoy each other. They would go to work, I'll do my thing sometimes. We'd all do some things together. And then one day we were just at home. It was her boyfriend, and myself. We were just talking just about life, where we want to go. And I was just expressing my sadness. I was expressing like, oh my God, I feel like a chicken with no head. I don't know where to go, how to feel. I feel very empty. Like, what do I want to do? And her boyfriend, was telling me, Jessica, like, I just remember you saying how much you want to move to Ghana. And pause on that, because prior to that, like, my friend is originally from Canada, and she moved to Mexico, and she's been living there since. And so when he was saying it to me, like, I remember when you were saying how much you want to move back to Ghana, how much you want to move back to Ghana, whatever happened with that? And I was like, yeah, whatever happened with that? And when he was saying it, like, my wheels started turning in my head, like, yeah, like, what happened to that idea? Like, it wouldn't be a bad idea to try, So we were just talking. He's like, yeah, I think you should really, take advantage of it. You really don't have much to lose. So why don't you try to explore that opportunity? And I said, you know what? I'm going to try that. So the next day, they went to work. I literally sat at home on the computer, scouring through jobs. And I found this one opportunity with an NGO. I emailed them just to ask a few questions. They emailed me back, and I started the application process. I did the application process. Went in for when I came back to Toronto, I went in for an interview. They liked me. I went in for a second interview. They liked me. And then they asked me for a few reference letters. And then maybe the week after that, by, I want to say December, they called me. I got the job. And I was like, whoa, oh my God, this is actually really happening. All right. It was a good feeling. It was such a good feeling to hear that, I got the job. I'm going to Ghana. And on top of it too, like, I will be, serving my community as well too. It's a great thing, so it's it's the best of both worlds. Let me say that. And even before I got that job, I was even considering to just go for a vacation to visit in Ghana, to maybe to explore my opportunities, or just to escape, to be honest, just to escape. But when I got the job, I just decided, okay, now it's time to prepare myself. So I told my parents, listen, I got a job, I'm going to Ghana in a couple of months. And my parents were like, what? Now, I want to say I love my parents. Like, if you know me, like, I adore my parents. But like, my parents, they mean very well for me. And I think for my particular parents, when they think of my life, it's go to school, get a nice job in Toronto, save your money, get yourself a nice home, well, get married, get yourself a nice home, and keep the routine going. And they mean well. They really do mean well. So for them to hear that I'm going back home, it's kind of like, oh wait, number one, that's not really a part of the routine. And then number two, the way to my parents, from what I see, the way I think they see Ghana, I personally think they see Ghana as, if you're going to go back, you're going back to die. That's the honest truth. Like, you're going back to die. Like, it's no place for a young woman like yourself to really thrive in, But I just kept telling my parents, like, when I went back, like, all I seen was nothing but opportunity, And I think I would like to take a chance on myself in life, And my parents know me. Like, I don't want to say I'm a daredevil, but I do often take risks. Sometimes I fail and sometimes I thrive. I will still take the risks. So they weren't really supportive, they weren't really supportive, but they know me. If I said I'm gonna do it, I'm going to do it. So they still joined the ride, but they were still huffing and puffing. So December came, January came. I did the training with the NGO. I also just tried to prepare myself. February came, still did a little bit of training, prepared myself for the big change. And then March, I got my ticket from them that, hey, you're going on March 11th, 2017. And I waited. I didn't want to say anything in my workplace. I gave my 2 weeks notice at the airline. I wrote a letter to the whole company, and I told it was with the airline, and it just let people know I am transitioning. I'm moving on to bigger and better things. And everyone was really, especially like all the people like this, they were like, yes girl, yes, do it. But all the people were like this. All the people like this, they were like, Africa, is it not dangerous? Is it really like thriving? I'm like, if you don't believe me, just follow me on Instagram. You will see for yourself. But let me tell you, it's popping. But if you don't believe me, allow me to share with you on my Instagram and on my Facebook. So once I gave my 2 weeks notice, I literally packed all my bags. I got on that British Airways. I got on my British Airways and I sailed off to Ghana. And I have to say, like, it was a beautiful experience to just literally walk into the security line at the airport and be gone, but for my family, like a lot of my family members were crying. They were like literally tears were rolling down their eyes, so like afterwards, once I got to Ghana, with the organization, they already had somebody on the ground who was right at the airport waiting for me. They had a little sign. They see me, I arrived, and then they took me to my location. I was staying at the Urbano hotel, which is in Osu. If you come to Accra, it's like that big I love Accra sign that stuck out to Urbano Hotel. I stayed there, and just to go back, during that time of just preparing, I joined the Ahaspora group. I also joined Internations, these groups that I just randomly found, and they were really helpful for me in regards to understanding the like, how does accommodation work here, how does transportation work, how does just navigating Ghana and so forth. So like coming to Ghana, I officially did not have a place to stay, but I knew that like the company would take care of my first week of staying here, and that's all I really needed. So when I got to the Urbana Hotel, I stayed there for a couple of days, and then I found like a short-term rental in Coco Mimle. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Jessica, you're Ghanaian, don't you have family here? And I do have family, but I just decided that I did not leave my family's house in Toronto to come back or to go and do the same type of living here in Ghana. Like, I was totally against it. Love them, respect them, but I think that it would be best for everybody if we had our own space, and I think that it's really important for me personally to like share to my family members that like I can do it. Of course I'll need your help, but I can manage it, because a lot of them are looking at me like, you're fresh, you're green, how could you manage here? But I had to like also prove a point, which is what I did in the end. So when I stayed in Coco Mimle, I stayed there for like a good month, and during that time I started my job, and I literally after work picked the location that I'm very interested. Like I researched which neighborhoods are good, got off the taxi, and walked around the whole neighborhood and just looked for to let, to let, to let, to let, to let. Literally on my during my my walking journeys, I would meet agents who would help me find a place, and I eventually met one agent, and he helped me find a place in the Jolu neighborhood. So that's actually the place I've been living since I've stayed in Ghana. So and so forth. So once I had my job, once I had my accommodation, I felt much more settled. I definitely felt much more settled here. So that's a little bit of like the road to getting to Ghana, like my story behind it, and then the first month of me coming to Ghana, and officially, like, I can say once I have accommodation, I feel settled. So far, like, how has my journey been here in Ghana? I have to say it has been a lot of ups and a lot of downs. Like the first year I was in Ghana, I was living my best life. I was living my best life. Every Friday, every Saturday, I'm out. I traveled throughout Ghana, in the Volta region, Northern region, Ashanti region, like every region in Ghana. Well, now they've changed the geography of Ghana, but I went to basically all the huge tourist attractions here in Ghana. I really wanted to see my country, so I was able to do that. I've definitely enjoyed a good party lifestyle, I must say. Dated as well too, like just meeting new people, trying like new projects. Some were successful, some were not successful. My first year, I was so carefree. Like, I was just, living my best life. I moved overseas. Like, I moved to Ghana. I actually did something that I'm like, okay, I cannot believe I'm actually making this transition, and now I'm here. Like, I felt so fulfilled, during my first year. Once the second year came, okay, like, things got real for a minute. Like, that's when I was, the second year was halfway into the second year. I was no longer with the NGO anymore. The contract is finished, and I personally just decided to pursue more like entrepreneurial, because I already had a part-time travel agency for the past 6 years, and I just decided to really pursue that entrepreneurial journey a little bit more, because like, living in Ghana, like, it makes you feel like you want to be you want to be a business person. You want to be like self-reliant on yourself, because unfortunately that's the way the system is. But like, you just are always inspired, and you're always seeing so much opportunities, to the point that you're overloaded with opportunities. So once the contract was over, I pursued a more freelance in the teaching road. I also continued my travel agency career as well too, and it was going really well. But then once, like, second year, like towards the end of the second year, it got really really tough. Like, I think for many people, like, here in Ghana, it was a very tough year in 2019. So that was my 2018, 2019 would be like my second year. It was really tough. Will it be my second year? No, the year before that. It was tough. It wasn't tough on business, but it was tough emotionally. Like, feeling homesick, feeling very lonely. And I think that's the time where I became more involved in my faith, and I felt a little bit better after that. But I would say that after being whole in my faith, when it came to finances, it got really tough. Like, business wasn't coming as usual in 2018 and 2019. Like it was really tough, you know. Like really tough, you know. I don't even want to go into it. Well, I'll go in like I didn't. Sometimes I didn't even have like that kind of cash, you know, to be in, enjoying just basic things, you know. Um, so it was, yeah, really really tough, and so forth. But like I can say between 2009, like ending of 2019 up until now, like financially, I feel a little bit more settled here in Ghana. Emotionally, I feel settled here in Ghana. Like it took me 3.5 years to be like, all right, I can do this, you know. Um, Another thing about my journey here in Ghana, like I've been robbed. I've been robbed here. I've been robbed by a taxi driver, you know, in broad daylight. In broad daylight. So that traumatized me for a little while. I've been robbed. You know what I mean? Like I've, you know, gone into like working in NGO. You know, working mainly the job we were doing is like gender-based violence and so forth. So being in spaces and having those conversations sometimes was often very hostile spaces, you know. So I had to learn about like the whole like environment and so forth, and just as a woman, like knowing when to speak, when to not speak, when is the right, like which room is the right room, reading the room, you know. Also friendships too. I've learned a lot about friendships, you know. Like one thing I can say here about living in Ghana, for me personally, it's very difficult to meet a good friend. Like it's a very difficult thing, and but this is where I where my faith really keeps me grounded, because I always said to myself, like this is you have to be patient, because to find a good friend is worth it, you know. But that takes time, you know. But I would say that yeah, friendships is it's not an easy thing, because the way how I was raised in Toronto with friendships, I find it's very different here. People already form their friendships from high school, not even university, like from high school. And the people here are more like cliquish and so forth, you know. So I have my now, like I say now again, like I have my people that I roll with. A lot of them are off think once you have your why, you are good to go. And on top of it, once you plan, another huge thing you should do before you come to Ghana is get as much information as you can. One thing I've realized in learning in Ghana is information is very valuable. It's like a hot commodity, you know. To have as much information as you can will take you places, because when you don't have enough information and you come here, I'm sorry to say, like, but I have a saying that they will take you for cocoa season. They will take you for cocoa season. When it's time to harvest, they'll look at you as the harvest, you know. So have as much information as you can, and also networks. Try to get at least 3 to 5 networks before, you know, you get on the ground, you know, networks that are beneficial to your plan, you know. So that's a few things that I would recommend for you. But on top of it too, come here with an open mind, you know, because I came here with an open mind, and I'm very happy because I know people that came here with not so much of an open mind, and they were always, their expectation, like nothing met their expectations. Like people here will, like, whatever you're hoping for in someone, they're not gonna meet it. They're just not gonna meet it, you know. So sometimes you just have to come with an open mind, understand why are these people not meeting it, be okay with it, and then learn from it and move on. You know, that's just my personal opinion. Just personally. And another thing too, have patience. Challenge, that's a huge one. You gotta have patience when you come here. Like, it's not the same. It's not the same from where we are. You gotta have patience and just study people, because you know, when you're always upset, and in abroad they do this, and in UK they do that. No. You gotta sit down and be patient, be slow to speak and quick to listen, you know, because I feel like people from abroad, like, we often don't have patience because of what we're used to. But sometimes you gotta see, like, maybe it could sometimes just be like this person is just trying to do a little slimy thing on you, or this person just genuinely didn't understand, it was a communication issue, or this person is just not great, you know, we're just not a match. But it requires patience to really see that, you know, and just a really good ear to listen to see, like, all right, maybe it was my own communication, I don't understand the context, and I said it differently, and it actually means this to this person, you know. So patience is very important in settling here. But yeah, that is my journey in moving to Ghana. It has been an amazing experience. I'm officially 3.5 years. I thank God each and every day. I pinch myself sometimes to say, like, wow, like I'm like across the world, like, and I'm living a life on the continent. Oh my goodness, I'm crazy. But I'm doing it, you know, and I'm sustaining myself. Like, I'm the author of my own life. Like, I cannot believe it, and I'm writing my story on the continent. Like, I cannot believe it. Sometimes I pinch myself, you know, and literally, I would say, like, gave up a comfortable life, you know, to come and live in Ghana. And I will have to say, like, I'm very comfortable here. I'm very grateful here, you know. And but again, I gave up something that I'm used to something that I'm not used to, and I'm very grateful. Like, Ghana, I can say 1,000,001 things about the negatives about Ghana. I can say 1,000,001 things, but in the end of the day, I still like to live here. There's a type of peace that I'm very grateful here. There's a type of achievements that I've accomplished here that I do not think that I would have accomplished back in Toronto. The type of people that I meet. Don't let people fool you. Ghana is a very let me not say Ghana, Accra. I live in Accra. Accra is a very international city. I meet people from all over the world, in various industries, and I don't think if I was in Toronto, and I'm from a multicultural city, and I don't think that I would meet the type of quality people that I have personally met living here. So I'm very grateful, you know, for living here. And again, it took me 3.5 years to be very comfortable here, but I'm grateful for the whole experience. And I can say for myself, moving forward now, like I got bigger plans, you know, in my journey and living in Ghana. I got bigger plans. I have a razor sharp direction in the type of things that I want to do, the type of things that I can now expect to see. And I will definitely be posting them a little bit more on Virtual Nomads TV, so be on the lookout for that. But I do want to thank you in allowing me to share my testimony in my transition to Ghana. How has it been? I will definitely share a little bit more in other videos, but I just wanted to share like a small glimpse into how I got here, how has it been, and how do I feel, you know. So thank you so much. Please be sure to like, to comment, to subscribe, to comment. I would love to hear if you're living here, if you're interested in living here, and you don't have to exactly live in Ghana. You can live anywhere on the continent, you know. I would love to hear that as well too. So thank you so much, and I wish you a good one. Take care.